that they will do what is best for Polk County and just for your people. And I pray for our commissioners and for our judge and just all that are here, that you would direct their steps, give them wisdom, and protect and bless them as they serve this county. Be with this meeting right now, Lord God, and direct it in all things that you may be glorified. We love you, Father God, and again, I just pray that right now you would bless each one that is involved in this, and that you would give wisdom and discernment for the decisions that are made. In Jesus' mighty and holy name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, Madam Clerk.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
Okay, Madam Clerk, do we have anyone with public comments?
No, ma'am.
Okay, informational reports. The Wellness Committee had a very successful blood drive. And they want to thank everybody that participated, which included our employees and even members of the community. The Regional Blood Bank originally had set a goal of 15 appointments, and their goal was to collect 12 units of blood. So we surpassed those goals with 24 appointments, resulting in 20 units of blood being donated along with additional plasma donations. So one of the things that they did was they had a raffle drawing. So these are the names of the participants, and we're gonna draw the winner for the $50. And the winner is Phil Lawson.
That's my guy.
Tell your guy to come pick up his gift certificate.
I'll tell him.
We also had to receive the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting from the Government Finance Officers Association, which is a GFO award to the Polk County Auditor's Office for fiscal year ends of September 30th, 2023. Since Louis is not here, then Stephanie has asked that be tabled for now so that he can be here to receive that award. But we do want to recognize the hard work of our auditor's office because they support every department in the county. So, thank you. Okay, item number 3, report from Pinewood Lakes chapter, the Texas Master Naturalist. This is one of the groups that we partner with, and so if you would step forward up here to the podium. Oh.
Okay. We are Pinewood Lakes Texas Master Naturalist, sponsored by Texas Parks and Wildlife Department and Texas A&M AgriLife. And this year, a very successful year for us. 50 of our volunteers contributed roughly 4,000 hours of service to our community through public outreach booths, educational support in schools with presentations. We set a goal to have pollinator gardens at every school in our 4-county service area: Polk, Trinity, Tyler, and San Jacinto. We have a really good start on Polk. We had our first ever conservation expo, reached over 200 members of the surrounding community, and had several new partnerships this year with Houston Audubon. We will be partnering with them for Winners by Audubon Sanctuary in San Jacinto County, Wildlife Habitat Federation, and giving landowner workshops. Same with Texas Grazing Land Coalition, and we'll be working with Jay, our Ag Extension agent, to provide workshops and seminars to educate the community on better land and environmental stewardship. And we have a new partnership with TSU Lamar campus to hold our training there as well as our workshops for the community. So we're really looking forward to having more workshops and seminars with our Ag Extension agent next year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody have any questions before she runs off with her cards? Thank you. Okay, number 4, disaster recovery reallocation projects for Polk County. The disaster recovery reallocation program is reallocating deobligated and unutilized funds from disasters that occurred in 2008, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, and 2019 to provide an opportunity for eligible communities with outstanding unmet needs access to the remaining CDBG DR funds. Unfortunately, Polk County was only eligible to submit 3 projects, and so each project will undergo eligibility analysis based on the grant that will be used to fund it. In other words, we can submit 3 projects, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they will be accepted or funded. So the GLO's call for the DRRP projects closed on November 21st. I think we only had 10 or 14 days to come up with what we were going to submit. So at this time, the following projects were selected, and what we did was we went through and we did it based on which projects had the greatest need and the lowest LMI, which means that those were the people that were living in the closest to the poverty level, if not at or below the poverty level. So precinct 1, Siesta Country, the estimate was $3,965,000. The grant was in the amount of $3,605,000. So the match from precinct 1, general fund, will be $360,500 to complete the total funding. Precinct 2, Wiggins Village 1, the estimate was $3,260,000. The grant was $2,965,000. So the match that will come from precinct 2, general fund, road and bridge, is $296,500 to complete the total. Precinct 3, 9 Bridges Road, $3,140,000. Then the grant was for $2,855,000, and the match from precinct 3 will be $285,500 to complete the funding. At this time, we still have a long list of the projects from every precinct, because we did ask every commissioner to present us with the 3 top projects. And so now we will keep them in order, and if more CDBG funds become available, then we will make application. If any of these do not make the funding from the state, from GLO, then we will go back to that one first and then just follow the sequence.
And just for the record, I did turn in, but just didn't accept it.
You turned in,
Yeah.
yes, sir. No, everybody turned in 3 or 4 projects, but then we had to assess which ones had the greatest possibility of success in terms of the grant application. I was trying to make that very clear.
I know, I appreciate it.
Okay, old business, number 5, consider approval upon conditions met, or rejection of High Ridge Ranch subdivision located in precinct 3. This is one of Milt's. A copy of the recommendation letter was included for your review. Jed Morris did change it to conditional approval at this time, which I guess means he's working with you all to figure out what changes to make or what needs to be modified.
You're looking at,
That's
not me.
Not you. High Ridge Ranch, are they here? No, okay. So the request is for conditional, and that comes from Jed Morris with GLS.
So moved.
Motion to approve, Commissioner Dubose, second Commissioner Cassidy, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. In your new business, you have a consent agenda. You have amendments on number 7. Amendment number 1 in the amount of $109,135.60. Addendum number 2 in the amount of $374,055.77. And we have a request to table number 6.
Please.
Yes, ma'am?
Yes, table 6, please.
Okay, table 6. All right, is there anything else anyone wishes to pull or table from the consent agenda? No? Very well, I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Commissioner Cassidy, Commissioner Robertson, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, new business, our regular agenda. Consider approval of personnel matters as follows. Consider approval of personnel action forms submitted by department heads since the last meeting and review of any authorized emergency hires. We have one emergency hire, and that is in maintenance. And all the preliminary listings were included in your packet for your review.
Approved.
Motion to approve,
Second.
Commissioner Dubose, second Commissioner Cassidy. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. B, discussion of certificate policy. Per policy, qualified employees can earn certificate pay for $600, $1,200, or $1,800 per year for intermediate, advanced, or master certificate. This is for TCOL certified officers. The requirements, and spend at least 90% of their work hours on eligible duty. Certificate pay is awarded annually during the budget process and distributed proportionally with each regular payroll. If an employee qualifies after the budget is adopted, they are considered for the next budget cycle because certificate pay is not compensated upon separation beyond the final pay period. Changes in certificate pay must be requested during the budget process to be included in the budget, and documentation must be provided to support the request. Budget request packets are sent to each department head and each elected official at the beginning of March and submit by April. The information is used to begin preparing the preliminary budget, which is continually updated and presented multiple times to Commissioners Court throughout the budget process. As the court is aware, the salaries, allowances, and expenses of elected officials must be adopted by an order of the Commissioners Court. Prior to this adoption, a notice is sent to every elected official letting them know what they will receive and giving them time to report any discrepancies or deficiencies prior to court approval. Once that has been done, the court approves to publish the compensation in the newspaper, giving the public and elected officials the opportunity to review and comment. The proposed budget is also posted on the county's website for review and inspection. When the budget is adopted, the court adopts the order, which is setting the compensation for elected officials. Once all this has been done, the court cannot legally make any changes to any elected official's compensation. Are there any questions about that? Darwin, do you wish to comment? Come on up to the podium.
I'll give you a brief overview of why I'm here.
Sure.
I got elected 4 years ago, and at that time, I didn't receive a packet or anything from HR on what my salary was, my benefits were, what the county actually, the benefits of my position would be with the county. I didn't receive anything on that. So there's a lot of things that I didn't know. And I knew that I got a salary and I knew what my salary was. But I didn't know that I was eligible for longevity pay, which the county policy says I'm available for.
All that was in your policy book, and all of that is provided to you.
Okay. But-
Okay, I'm just
Okay.
making sure, if we missed
Okay.
you for 4 years, we missed you for a long time.
Okay, but why I'm here is because I requested certificate pay this year in the 2025 budget. I didn't receive it for 4 years because I wasn't aware that the policy said I would receive it,
Mhm.
okay? I didn't receive it for 4 years, and I came to your office and I asked, what do I need to do in order to receive the certificate pay? And I was told that all I had to do was get a copy of my certificate and bring it here and put it on file, and then I would be eligible for certificate pay. Okay, I wasn't told that I had to check my budget and make sure it was in there
Yes,
every
sir.
year to make sure it was there. So that was in May, then I brought the certificate in this year because there was 4 years that I didn't get. It was $8,000 that the county should have been paying me that they didn't because I didn't ask for it, okay? There
Yes,
was
sir.
4 years that I didn't get it. So this year, in May, I asked for it and was told what I needed to do to get it. I checked in August to make sure there was a copy of my certificate on file so I could get certificate pay. And I was told, yes, it's there, you'll get it. So whenever I figured.
So I have a question for you, Darwin. Did you put it on your budget information? When we sent you your budget and when we sent you The questions about, did you check any of that?
I didn't know I had to put that on there. I didn't know I had to put my longevity pay on there. I thought y'all did that. They told me that's all I needed to do.
So
They
was your
didn't tell me.
longevity not on there either?
No, my longevity's on there,
Oh.
but why is that on there and this not? I didn't request longevity, but anyway.
Everybody gets longevity, but, okay, go ahead.
So anyway, so it didn't, when I got my first check this time, I didn't realize that it wasn't on there. So I didn't know if it was included in the salary or what, so I checked with HR and asked, am I getting certificate pay? And they said no. So that's when I said, what do I need to do? I said, I need to check back over here. So I checked back over here and they said, oh, well, we didn't get it. Some said it didn't get put on your thing. It didn't get put on your record, okay? It didn't get put on your budget. That's what I'm trying to say. And so I said, well, she said, somebody must have dropped the ball. I said, well, I didn't realize I had to do it. And they said, well, you got a letter that was sent to you to approve your budget.
And to
you had-
verify your pay.
And you had 5 days, but, so, and I didn't see that. I never did, I mean, it came as an email, which I didn't ever open or read or whatever. But I was assured it would be on there and it wasn't. And then now, I'm being told that it can't be added because it
No,
wasn't
sir, it
in the budget.
cannot be added.
And I don't know where, in the Attorney General's opinions, I can't find where it says you can't. It says you can't. I can find where it says you can't add to the salary, but I don't see where it says you can't add to the budget.
That
So
is part of, when we sent you all the emails, which every elected official receives, when we sent you an email saying, this is your salary, please verify this information, okay? Then, and
Okay.
everybody received those.
Okay, I'm not arguing about my salary.
Your certificate pay is part of your salary.
I differ, beg to disagree, because on your documentation, you show salary as a complete different line item than certificate pay.
Yes, sir, but certificate pay is part of your compensation, and so when we publish when we publish the order, then it includes certificate pay, whatever people are eligible.
I'm not arguing that it's not part of my compensation, but it's not my salary. So I feel like it could be changed, but that's a whole nother.
Once we
argument.
publish the order,
Let me ask you this.
sure,
I did everything I did. It didn't get put on. One of the other constables that's coming in January, he put it in writing that he requested it. It didn't get put on his either, starting.
well, that's two different things, because when he came in, he was not the constable. He's not gonna be the constable till January. And so
Okay.
we actually went back and forth with the Attorney General's office, because the person that started is not the same person that's gonna end it. And so we went back and forth with that. There was major discussions with that with the Attorney General's office. We can't give, if they don't meet the qualifications, we cannot give Ray Myers the money that we are basing on Kevin Berman.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Okay. But I do know that the county policy says certificate pay is awarded annually during the budget process and distributed proportionately.
Yes, sir.
And why did the county not do that to me? Because I requested it, but I guess because I failed to check it that last time.
Well, no, sir, because when we send the budgets out, when we send the budget information out, our main source of information is through the internet, is through email. And so when we sent you the verifications, that would have been a time for you to respond and say, no, I'm missing my certificate pay.
Well, you know, I got a letter here from your secretary, an email. Let me read it. It says, good morning, Darwin. I have to apologize because of statutory requirements, I am unable to correct the error of not including your certificate pay in the 2025 budget.
That is correct.
Okay? After the court discussed the proposal salaries and allowances, we sent you that letter.
So we
So-
apologize, because there's nothing we can do. If we could, we would. But there's nothing we can do once the order is.
Okay, let me ask you this.
Sure.
Do you feel like I should have got my pay?
Yes,
Do you
sir.
feel like the county owes it to me?
Yes,
that
sir,
money?
and I also feel like that
Okay.
this is a shared responsibility.
Okay.
You should have responded when we sent you those emails, and you chose not to. You never sent us an email saying this
Do you
is
feel like
incorrect.
if I deserve that pay, that you could add it in my budget for 2026?
No, sir, I cannot do that.
Why can't you?
Because because that is based on based on that job at that point in time. And if you'd like to discuss this further,
I
you
would.
certainly can come by.
Well, I feel like at this point, I mean, I don't wanna just say, okay, I'm okay with this.
And
You
that's
know, I feel
fine.
like theoretically, the county actually should have paid me for 4 years of it. And now that I did everything you told me to do, no one told me I needed to check the budget at the last 5 days
We
to make
send
sure
those
it was
letters
still
out
on
to
there.
everybody. Everybody receives that information. Every single elected official, every single department head, everybody receives that information. It all goes out. There's no way for us to keep track of every single piece. And
Well,
we have a gazillion people that receive certificate pay at
Well,
the
you're-
jail and the sheriff
Well,
but they
you're-
are not elected officials.
But there's 5 elected officials that receive certificate pay.
Yes, sir.
2 of them requested it this year. That's gonna be in this budget this year. 2 of them requested it theoretically in writing. Mine wasn't in
Okay.
writing. It was by certificate that I hand delivered, and that was, I was
You
requesting.
had delivered a whole package of every single thing, but you didn't put it on the form where we could see it or where we would be able to look at it, Darwin.
Oh,
And yes, you're right, two did apply. And again,
You told
Kevin
me
is
that's
not
all I had to
eligible.
do. That's all it was required. So-
Okay, well, my
But-
apologies again.
okay,
We
all right.
sent you a letter saying we regret.
So you're saying that the Commissioner's Court, at this time, even though you feel like the county owes me that money for this year because policy says I will be paid.
No, sir, because
that you
state
can't
law
pay it.
says that, because state law says that once the Commissioner's Court does an order, then the order holds.
You're not,
We-
okay, I'm saying you're not changing my salary or any of my benefits for this year, but you're paying me next year what you should have paid this year.
We'll discuss it later, Darwin,
Okay,
if you'd like
thank
to.
you.
Thank you. And we do apologize, you got your pound of flesh, so. Okay, item number 17. Consider requests for revisions and amendments to the budget as follows. FY 2024 budget revisions and amendments as presented by the County Auditor's Office. Copy of the proposed revisions, number 2024-25, and amendments 2024-25A is included for your review, and that is on page 64. Need a motion?
So moved.
Commissioner Cassidy, Commissioner Robertson, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 18, consider approval to advertise a request for bids for pickup trucks for Road and Bridge Precinct 3 to be paid from American Rescue Plan Act and Precinct 3 operating budget. Commissioner Purvis requested this agenda item, and he's gathering the specs for requests for the bid packet. At this time, Commissioner Purvis has $115,328.80 in remaining ARPA funds allocated to Precinct 3, and Commissioner Dubose has $2,477.04 remaining. These funds must be committed by the end of 2024. And so Commissioner Purvis would like to move forward with requests for bids.
I was told by Jessica that mine has changed, so that I have that amount in mind now.
Okay, so according to Jessica, you have $8,747.54. So there were some changes that occurred in other projects.
Yes, ma'am.
Motion to approve
Motion to
from you? Commissioner Dubose?
Second.
Second, Commissioner Cassidy. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 19, discuss and consider appointment of scoring committee to evaluate the proposals for pre-employment psychological exams. Purchasing and procurement coordinator Nicole Weeks has requested this item. She has spoken to Sheriff Lyons and Jessica Hutchins who all agree there's a need to review the proposals and present follow-up scenarios and questions to the vendors that submit them. The request is that Sheriff Lyons, Jessica Hutchins, Nicole Reeks, and a representative from the HR department serve on the committee. Proposals are due on December 4th and scheduled to be on the December 10th agenda for the court's consideration. One of the things that this is what law enforcement officers have to go through, and we've had some difficulties in terms of getting those psychological reports. Where's the sheriff? So he's had some difficulty getting psychological reports for jailers and for deputies, and so this will allow us to have someone to call immediately instead of having to maneuver or manipulate or find someone to do psychological.
It will help us be able to move the process along a lot faster. We've had a couple of occasions where we've had to wait so long that those applicants went ahead and took employment elsewhere. So this will allow us an opportunity to hopefully move this process a lot faster.
Sounds good. So the new HR, for the court's awareness, the new HR director, James Mostek, has a start date of December 2nd. So the question is, do we want to pilot on him?
Pilot
Pilot on
Yeah, so moved.
So moved. Commissioner Cassidy, Commissioner Ducos, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, item number 20. Discuss and consider approval of amendment to agreement with Serenity House Counseling to increase the number of contractual hours for the Polk County Jail for FY 2025. In August of 2024, Serenity House submitted a request for changes to their agreement for FY 2025 through 27. A copy of that request is included for your review. They requested a 50% increase in the number of hours allotted in the contract from 600 to 900, and a 5% increase in their hourly rate from $80 to $84. We discussed it with them, and we don't have enough documentation to really back it up, but we did agree to, and they agreed to include the increase in hours. So the increase in hours on the FY 2025 budget was included, which was previously discussed prior to budget approval. But not the increase in rates. So once we begin receiving more reports and we have more of a historical data available to us, then we can consider the increase in payment. This was all discussed during the budget process, but the amendment has yet to be approved. So at this time, we would like to approve the proposed amendment, which was included for your review.
I'll make that motion.
Commissioner Robertson? I need a second.
Second.
Commissioner Cassidy? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 21, discuss and consider approval of change orders to agreement with McWilliams Sons Incorporated for tunnel drain repairs at the Polk County Jail, which is page 146, and the new information was also provided to you. An additional 40 feet of tunneling is necessary due to the direct route of the drains not being consistent with the proposed route that was expected during the initial location of the lines. This will cost an additional $20,464. In addition to the necessary work, one of the technicians accessed the area beneath the building, and they discovered that during the jail's new construction, which is the old construction, the lines from the old section of the jail were connected to the new piping system, and the old pipe is now collapsing. They can reconnect the old section to the new piping they're installing, but this would delay the inevitable failure further down the road. Since the access points are currently open, it would be more practical and cost-effective to address the issue now, rather than covering it up and dealing with major failure in the future. And that additional work would cost $33,765. They are currently working on additional projects that will include replacement of the drain lines under the remaining portion, a copy of the report from McWilliams and Sons outlining these issues, and the proposed cost to make repairs was included for your review. And we have McWilliams and Sons present, if you would like to ask them any questions. Y'all wanna come up to the front? Sure.
Hello.
Sure.
Morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
How are y'all? Sure. So, happy to answer any questions you guys have.
Y'all have any questions?
I got one, so we're talking two different tunnels, one to the 40
Yes.
foot and a 50-foot tunnel?
Yes.
Yes, sir. And if you look on, I think it's the last page on your pamphlet there is a diagram of the building with the highlighted two lines.
Yeah, they gave you a map.
And this is unforeseen.
Yes.
Yes, sir, keep in mind that it's the old jail and then the jail that was built previously, which is pretty much an old jail too. And they had connected, but some of the old jail pipes are collapsing, as I understand it.
Correct.
And some of them were not connected correctly, so they're not following the same lines as where they should be.
Right, so Mr. Eli here can speak a little bit more educated to that, but essentially, traditional planning of the pipe, where we route it, where we would plan it to route as it would usually be done, is what we mapped out in the initial bid. And then when they got up under there, that's when they recognized that second section of pipe was connected to the older section, and then that's where they identified the issue.
So if you look there on the map, the two highlighted sections, the two greens, these are the two additional tunnels that will need to be performed. So we have two ad cells that, due to their location, we previously, when we ran the camera and did locate, that sewer line was completely collapsed. So actually identifying every single branch line that runs through there was pretty much impossible for us to do. Once we did have the tunnel exposed, we did locate those branch lines. Both of these highlighted sections were originally believed to be connected to the old side of the jail. So once we did get them exposed and we were able to run and identify those, both of these were rerouted to our section that we're repiping right now. So the two ad segs, those were already been dug up. We've already have those exposed. The larger proportion there, that is the trustees' bathroom for that entire back section there. That is completely collapsed. If you look at the picture on the back here, that's the section of cast iron that I cut out from that portion. If we were to reconnect that into our new sewer system, that would fail completely. You would then have all sewer systems cut from the whole backside of the jail from that portion. Reconnecting this longer tunnel here will allow them to have the bathrooms for the trustees in the back section and have the two ad segs attached onto our new plumbing system. So in this entire proportion, this entire proposal that we've given, I do not want to reply to any broken cast iron to our new section as it is. Adding these two lines would then truly be a brand new sewer system in the whole backside of that jail.
You're not just splicing, you're gonna put a whole new line?
Yes, yes. So we wouldn't be able to
What
splice
caused it
it.
to collapse? What kind of line is it?
It's cast iron.
It's
It is a
what?
4-inch cast iron.
It's
So
102 years old.
So he's talking about on the, he's referring to it as the trustee's bathroom. That's actually a cell block. How many beds is that?
That would open up another 34.
34 beds. That line was the unforeseen part. They should have flowed out the old jail like the other lines do, about what we call the DPS side. But it was brought back this way and attached to the old new construction. Why they did that, we don't know. Maybe it's something they fixed at the time. But that would actually not just a trustee's bathroom, that's opens up 2 more cell blocks.
Well,
Our
and
complete
the other
replacement.
thing too is for as long as I've been here, they've had trouble at the jail constantly with drainage or with water or sewage, just all kinds of problems. And so this actually kind of reveals what the problem
Well, I
was.
have to put this, going back to history here, that jail's not 102 years old.
The first
There,
section
it used
is,
to be down here in the city, so.
when you were a kid and you were how old?
64. Be down here. I said 102 years old.
Sorry, I'm exaggerating.
Oh, okay, thank you.
So the main thing on it is we're 170 feet deep right now in the tunnel. To access this portion, if we leave it as is and we cover 170 feet of pipe. 170 feet of tunnel, it's 3x3 tunnel all dug by hand, so that's a large part of the cost is labor, right? But that being said, to get back to that section, we end up having to dig out at least an additional 100 foot later on down the road. So that's why we say the cost is exponentially higher to do it later, as opposed to now while we're in there and opened up.
We already have the end of the line exposed as it is from one of the access holes. That's how we were able to identify both of these additional lines. So while we have them exposed, I would like to go ahead and have them tunneled to have them replaced as well. If we don't, if we do not connect them, or we do end up connecting them, you are now allowing sewer to flow underneath the jail. With the cracks that are running through the cast iron right now, it's not a good idea to keep that in place.
So the
John, they're doing
The total proposed changes is for $54,229.
I'll make that motion.
Motion to approve, Commissioner Robertson, second, Commissioner Dubus. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item number 22, discussing and considering any and all necessary action regarding settlement terms with Kroger and authorizing the county judge to execute the settlement participation and release forms regarding statewide settlement offers in the matter of Texas statewide opioid multi-district litigation for the county in the matter of regarding national prescription opiate litigation, MDL number 117 ND 0224-804. On December 12, 2017, the court approved to retain Haley and Olson, PC, to investigate and pursue claims for reimbursement of costs and expenses from the wrongful opioid distribution by pharmaceutical companies and distributors. Herb Bristow with Haley and Olson has been working on our behalf on settlements against pharmaceutical companies, and they have negotiated an additional settlement in the Texas statewide opioid litigation with retail pharmacy defendant Kroger, which is subject to the county's approval and county judge's signature on or before December 18th. The Texas settlement participation and release form is included in your packet for your review.
So moved.
So moved, Commissioner Cassidy, bless you.
Awesome.
Second, Commissioner Dubus. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 23, discuss and consider approval of requests for variance from Polk County Subdivision Regulations, Design Standards, Phase 5 of Midway Acres Subdivision, located in Precinct 4 as follows. Now we're to you, Kyle.
Ma'am.
Right? Section 7.17, plat requirements requiring that plats for developments of this size be prepared at a scale no smaller than 1 inch equals 200 feet, and this information is on page 152. The developer is requesting that the plat have a scale of 1 inch to 300 feet. All lots are over 10 acres and it's therefore not necessary for the scale to be as large as 1 to 200 feet to show detail of the lots. The 1 to 300 scale allows for the entire subdivision layout to be on one page, which creates less confusion in the future. And GLS has reviewed the request and recommends approval on the basis presented in their requests.
So moved.
Second.
Commissioner Cassidy, second Commissioner Dubus, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item B, section 9D, which requires that no more than one single-family detached dwelling shall be located on each lot, page 154. Jed Morris with GLS has reviewed this variance request from JPR Investments LLC and offers the following recommendation. This subdivision is exempt from the requirements of section 8, Polk County Water Availability Regulations, because all of the proposed lots are larger than 5 acres. This exemption assumes that no more than one single-family detached dwelling will be placed on each lot. If the county allows no more than 2 family detached dwellings to be placed on proposed lots larger than 10 acres, then this will be in keeping with the spirit of the water availability regulations, because the population density would not exceed 1 dwelling per 5 acres. So a copy of the recommendation letter from GLS is included for review for approval of this variance request.
So moved.
I'll second.
Commissioner Cassidy, Commissioner Robertson, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 24, consider approval upon conditions met or rejection of Midway Acres Phase 5 subdivision located in Precinct 4. Jed Morris with Goodwin Lassiter and Strong has recommended conditional approval upon providing security associated with construction and/or warranty of Blackjack Road drainage and electrical infrastructure. A copy of the GLS recommendation letter is included for your review as well.
Just so moved with conditional approval.
Second.
Gotcha. Cassidy, Dubose, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 25, discuss and consider approval of order to close CCC Forestry Camp Road located in the southeast corner of JJO's Survey A 465 in Precinct 4. This is on page 159. Deborah Nelson has requested the court take action to formally close a portion of roadway that is located on her property that is described and recorded at volume 287, page 179, and volume 328, page 266 of the official records of Polk County. In 1934, the Commissioners Court accepted all roads that were developed by the Civilian Conservation Corps for maintenance by the county. While there is no record of this section of road ever being used by the public, and certainly has not been used by the public in recorded history, Ms. Nelson is concerned that someone may wish to reopen the road and utilize it, and so is requesting the court approval to formally close it. A copy of the proposed order is included for your review. So here we go, we're closing a road, again, that does not exist on RAMSAC, has no name, but is listed in 1934.
So moved.
Motion.
Second.
Commissioner Cassidy, Commissioner Robertson, all in favor say aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 26, discuss and consider any and all necessary action regarding an employee appreciation luncheon. And this will become a line item in our budget. Commissioner Purvis has recommended this agenda item, and what he would like to do is recognize the value of our employees. And his recommendation includes a barbecue lunch on Wednesday, December 11th, from 11 to 2 at the Dunbar Gym, and the cost will be evenly split among the 4 road and bridge precincts and the general fund budgets. If the court wants to proceed, then we need to set a not-to-exceed limit, and I believe he provided a not-to-exceed limit of $7,500. In Texas, the use of taxpayer funds by Commissioners Court for employees, all employees' appreciation is permissible under certain conditions. To ensure compliance with state laws and regulations, such expenditures should be reasonable, directly related to public service, properly documented. So basically, you can use it for awards and to recognize all county employees. So it does not, this does not fall in the category of individual offices providing gifts or buying food or candy or such just for their offices. So this would be a countywide proposal. At one time, we used to have a Christmas party, and actually at the employees' request in a department meeting, they suggested doing away with the Christmas party because everybody kind of showed up, got their longevity check, and left. And since we now do longevity checks on the date when they were hired, then it kind of has shifted everything. So are we interested in doing a luncheon and for no more than $7,500?
I'm interested in it. I always appreciate all the employees. I mean, we have some few bids here. One of them, Billy Ray Nelson.
Well, we have several bids, but we have some people that we have not heard from yet.
Right, we're waiting.
And so we're waiting, and so, you know, once we receive all the information, then we will put it together. We just need to make sure that we keep it under the $7,500, because that's what the court is approving
Right.
as a budget.
And that won't, doesn't look like that'll be a problem.
No, sir, it does not look like it will be a problem.
I'm gonna move to pass it.
So Commissioner Cassidy, this looks like a good time for you and Commissioner Purvis to be on the committee together.
The milk tea. No, I'll have it. I'll have it. We'll get it done.
Okay, let's see, should we include someone else to help y'all? Can't be a member of the court, so we're all safe.
Elected officials serve.
Elected officials
Yeah, we
need
can
to
have
serve,
it.
yeah, no, elected officials need to serve. It'll be our employees, right? So elected officials will serve. I'm just saying, do you need anyone else to help you do legwork on that committee?
No.
No? Okay. So we're nominating Milt Purvis and Commissioner Cassidy to handle it for you.
Shalane can help.
You need to ask her right now if you're gonna put her on that
I
committee.
asked. We got that.
I'm fine with helping if y'all want me to.
Okay, thank you, Shalane.
Yes, ma'am.
Notice I'm asking, not telling. Okay,
Most to adjourn.
no, first you have to motion to approve this.
Most to.
We
I
are-
thought
they
you
already did.
approved it.
Oh, we did?
Yeah,
Who seconded?
I did.
Martin.
Oh, okay. Cassidy did those. All in favor, say aye. I haven't said all in favor, say aye. Okay.
Most to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn, Commissioner Dugas.
I second.
Already got a second over here. Commissioner Cassidy, what's his second? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed?
10:46.
Don't forget, dead cog for elected officials. Dead cog is that.